Long ago, in a land where the forest had a voice, a hunter's greed awakened a powerful guardian. He went into the forest for glory, but returned carrying a lesson carved into his soul. This is the story of a hunter who took too much, and the forest that took everything back. In the quiet village of Mabira, life followed the rhythm of the forest. At sunrise, smoke curled gently from mud brick kitchens. Children fetched water from the stream, farmers tended yam mounds, and hunters set out with quiet footsteps and humbled hearts. The villagers lived simply, never taking more than needed. Their elders often said, "The forest feeds those who walk gently." And so the people did. Among them lived a hunter named Tambo, tall, sharp-eyed, and unmatched with bow or spear. He could track a gazelle through hard earth and strike a running bow from 50 paces. For many seasons, his skill had been a blessing to Mabira. But over time, admiration swelled into pride, and pride hardened into greed. At first, it was small things, Tambo keeping the plumpest hares for himself, selling extra meat in nearby towns instead of sharing with widows or elders. But soon he hunted even when his storehouse was full. If he saw a creature, he took it. If he heard a rustle, he laid a trap. The elders worried. One evening, Elder Ngolo approached him while Tambo skinned a large antelope at his doorway. "You hunt more than the village eats," the elder said gently. Tambo shrugged. "If the forest is full, why shouldn't I take its gifts?" "Because gifts become ashes when taken greedily," the elder replied. "Nature closes her hand to those who grab too quickly." Tambo only laughed, believing age had made the elder fearful. As moons passed, the forest grew quieter. Birds no longer nested in low branches. Tracks that once marked the earth disappeared. Hunters returned with empty hands more often than full. But Tambo remained blind, for his own trap still caught enough to fill his pride. Then a rumor began to circle among travelers, a white antelope, glowing like moonlight, seen deep in the forbidden groves of the forest heart. Many believed it to be a spirit, a guardian of balance. The villagers respected the tale and warned their children never to seek such beings. But to Tambo, the rumor sounded like opportunity. "A white antelope," he mused aloud. "Imagine the wealth, the fame. One shot, and my name will be spoken in every village." When Elder Ngolo heard of Tambo's plan, he hurried to him. "That part of the forest is sacred," he warned. "Those who enter must walk with clean hearts. And what cleaner heart is there than mine?" Tambo replied, placing his bow across his shoulders. "Tambo," the elder insisted, gripping his arm, "your hands take more than they give." But the hunter pulled away and strode into the trees. As he left the village behind, the forest watched him, its branches still, its shadows long. Tambo did not notice. His eyes were fixed on greatness, on a prize he believed would finally satisfy the hunger inside him. But he did not yet understand, greed is a fire that grows the more you feed it. And the forest had begun to feel the burn. Tambo set out before dawn, carrying his finest arrows, each tipped with stone polished until it gleamed. The deeper he went, the stranger the forest became. Familiar trails gave way to vines thick as ropes. The air felt heavier, as if holding its breath. The ground beneath him was cool, almost cold, though the sun now peeked over the horizon. Birds sang in the outer woods, but here, silence reigned. Tambo felt unease, but greed pushed him forward. Hours passed before he reached a clearing unlike any other. It was bathed in pale light, though sunlight barely pierced the canopy above. And in the center stood the white antelope, majestic, serene, glowing softly like a spirit carved from moonbeam. Tambo's breath caught. Its coat shimmered with silver flecks, its horns curved like golden branches. It turned its head, and its eyes, calm, ancient, met his. Without hesitation, Tambo raised his bow. But before he released the arrow, a gentle voice filled the clearing. "Hunter, lay down your weapon." Tambo froze. The arrow slipped from his fingers and vanished in the grass. You speak," he whispered. The antelope stepped forward. "I am Sila, guardian of the forest. You have entered sacred ground." Tambo steadied himself and tried to hide his fear behind pride. "If you are a guardian, then you must be worth even more than your hide." The antelope's eyes dimmed with disappointment. "Greed clouds you. Yet I offer one chance. If you show restraint, the forest will bless you." "What blessings?" Tambo asked quickly. "Follow." Against every instinct, Tambo followed the antelope through twisting trees until they reached a hidden grove. There, the trees oozed glowing golden resin, dripping like thick sunlight into small natural basins. "This is the heart of abundance," Sila said. "One calabash of resin will bring comfort for many years. But take only what you need." Tambo stared at the shimmering resin. Already his mind raced. One calabash. Why stop at one? I could feel 10. 100. I could sell it far beyond Mabira. The antelope watched him. Restraint is wisdom. Kindness is strength. The forest gives its gift only to those who honor it. Tambo nodded and filled one calabash. But then he glanced around. No other hunters. No elders. No rules, except the one spoken by the creature he wanted to capture anyway. He reached for another god. The antelope stepped closer. "Do not do this." Tambo ignored it. Then another. And another. His hands scraped resin from bark, tore branches, gathered until his shoulders ached. The ground trembled. A low groan echoed through the grove as the resin hardened instantly. His feet stuck first, then his legs, then his hands, frozen in golden stone. "Tambo," the antelope cried. "You have broken the balance." The sky darkened though it was midday. Winds howled through the trees like grieving spirits. Sila's voice was sorrowful. "Those who cannot restrain their hands cannot walk freely in this world." The forest spirits emerged, shapes gliding between branches, animals staring silently, judging. Tambo remained trapped through the long, cold nights, unable to move, forced to face every creature he had wronged. Only at dawn did the resin soften, releasing him. Weak, trembling, he looked around, but the antelope was gone. Yet its voice lingered on the wind. Kindness keeps the earth alive. Greed destroys what it touches. Tambo had sought riches. Instead, he had found the truth. Tambo stumbled through the forest, each step heavy with shame. The trees he once walked past without thought now loomed like quiet witnesses. Birds hopped along branches, watching him with cautious eyes. Even the wind seemed to murmur. "Restraint, restraint." For the first time in his life, Tambo listened. As he neared the village outskirts, he saw simple scenes he had always ignored: children laughing at the stream, mothers grinding grains, elders warming their hands under the morning sun. The peaceful balance of village life had always existed, yet he had chased glory far beyond it. He felt suddenly small. When the villagers saw him emerge, disheveled and shaken, whispers spread. Tambo stood before Elder Ngolo. "I must speak." The elder nodded. In the open square, Tambo confessed everything: the white antelope, the sacred grove, the warnings, the temptation, and the punishment. Not a soul interrupted him. Even the children listened wide-eyed. When he finished, silence settled. Then Elder Ngolo spoke slowly. "A man who admits his wrongdoing lifts a heavy stone from his own spirit." He placed a hand on Tambo's shoulder. "The forest punished you not to destroy you, but to teach you. And now you must restore what you weakened." The elders gave him tasks. Replant trees he had damaged. Protect young animals instead of hunting them. Teach young hunters restraint. And, above all, walk gently again. Tambo accepted every task without complaint. Weeks turned into months. He worked tirelessly, mending broken branches, filling old traps he once set, guiding children through the safe paths of the woods. When hunters returned empty-handed, he reminded them, take only what the forest offers, nothing more. Gradually, the forest healed. Birds returned. Deer tracks reappeared. Even the wind felt warmer, kinder. One evening, as Tambo rested beneath a tamarind tree, a soft rustling caught his attention. A pale glow flickered between the trees. He stood up. There, at the forest edge, stood Sila, the white antelope. This time the creature did not speak. It simply held his gaze calm, approving. Tambo bowed deeply, tears warming his eyes. The antelope nodded once, then turned and disappeared into the forest, leaving only falling leaves behind. Tambo never saw it again. But from that day on, he became not just a hunter, but a guardian, a teacher, and a humble man who carried the forest wisdom wherever he walked. And so the tale is told. Nature offers everything, but only to those who take only what they need. Kindness feeds the earth, restraint keeps it alive. If you enjoyed this story, like this video to support African storytelling. Subscribe for more magical folktales, myths, and legends. Comment below, what lesson did you learn from the story? And remember, a story shared is a story that lives forever.